long, long journey. It started in 2020, 2019 actually, when I began going around to state capitals and accomplished 30 before COVID hit, and that stopped me because the numbers were very, very off. And I had a suspicion that it was microwaves that was causing the sickness. And over the following 3.5 years, the numbers for the low-income countries that don't have it stayed relatively the same, and the statistics for high-income countries kept going up at a steady pace, a very steep slope. So, since May 2nd, I have now accomplished all 48 and have settled in low-dose America, where there's not cameras at every intersection. Radar goes 700 miles, and microwaves go 50. So, because all the cameras are hooked up to microwaves, it's a very, very high dose in Gridvilles. And look what's here. All around. I thought, wow, I might as well try and save myself, since I can't save other people. But then I saw the stars and realized no place is safe. Because although it is a lower dose, it's extremely high. And we're seeing it on trees, we're seeing it in our bodies. It's a high dose, and the plan is to add more. So, there's a reason why we didn't report any statistics to the World Health Organization all last summer. We stopped. That's because we're number one. We're number one for cases and death. So, to hide that statistic, the decision was made to not report any data. That way, it would look like no new cases were happening. Then, because I kept track of it, I realized this in July. Then in August and September and October, the number of countries not reporting data went from 13 to 36 to 65 to 80, and I think it topped out around 95 countries. And ironically, those are the ones that were reporting cases of COVID. They have 5G. Then, Trump gets out of the World Health Organization altogether. And you can check online. His reasoning was the handling of COVID. Now, I don't know how you handle a flu, but the fact that other countries weren't reporting it is because our military on the foreign soil bases probably went to those leaders and said, do not report data, or you'll be occupied like Afghanistan was from 2001 to 2021. Those are facts. Everything I've just delivered are facts. They're just not commonly believed. That's all. So, the evidence in our Mother Nature and within our bodies is beginning to become more apparent. And what's the tagline that's used? Well, there's no conclusive evidence, right? Isn't that the tagline? We're going to be it for the next generations. If you want to be a statistic, you can keep believing what you believe. But if you want to save yourself and your children, it's extremely important that you listen to reasoning and change your mind about things. Because the media has a vested interest. It's called investors, and it's called keeping a license. So the investors are happy when they turn a profit, which means advertising dollars. And the government's happy when it gets to tell a story that it wants to tell. That way they keep their license. And that's the way a business works. So, believing media right now is not the best. And 93% of all that we see, hear, and read comes from only 6 companies. And the CIA has people in the boardrooms making decisions or guiding the board of directors towards certain goals. So, if I owned a company and I spent a lot of my money on fuel and energy, I'd be really, really interested in cutting my costs down. And that involves exposing the space lot.